happened. And it collided with a planet that was
Actually,
in that area. And
Jupiter just recently
the asteroid belt was the result.
came into the solar system, and
they also
blah, blah, blah.
suggested that a great chunk of Jupiter, which is a colossal planet, of course, broke off and careered through the solar system and devastated Mars. Interestingly, the probes to Mars have suggested that the landscape of Mars is no more than 10,000 years old. So something certainly happened there that devastated it. And came
we don't even know how old the Earth is.
We can tell how old Mars is. For a while, did a couple of orbits, and that orbit, when you look at the scientific suggestion of what that would have caused, starts to confirm some incredible
I love David Icke, but I don't agree with him a lot. But you know,
oral and written evidence from the ancient world all over the planet that there came what the Bible calls the Great Flood. One of the things that this would have done, this past by what we now call Venus, is to have created a 10,000
you know, there's some incredible things that are being said there.
Interestingly, in the pre-flood world, since then, agriculture as we know it began at heights above 10,000 feet. Quite obvious.
It's like, what's the story they're really trying to put together? Yeah, they're trying to put together a story that they're...
It is also suggested, and my other research in the book The Biggest Secret, it's detailed and documented in great detail, is that there was a Martian race, which was the white race, which actually came to the Earth and was interacting with the Earth.
Bunch of gods.
But as a result of the devastation and destruction of Mars,
but those gods aren't God,
because it needed to survive.
If they're even there.
And
they show all these archaeological things.
Aryan Martian race
and
based itself, and those that were here at the time of the cataclysm survived as a result of going into the high places in the Near East, what we now call Turkey, Caucasus Mountains,
or other human beings
and that
who got caught up in a system of slavery and death, which is the pyramid structure
that appeared there, and I'll come to that in a second.
And that's what that's led to.
This is another.
We can make those things. They say we can't make those today. Technology, we don't even know.
Again, I'm talking about a cataclysm here, maybe about.
Well, so what? They had stone cutting technology.
When you look at the.
Well, that meant that they could fly and they could do this and they
it's
could.
Very clear this planet has had many cataclysms. Just talking about one.
Don't we fly?
Around 13,000 years ago.
Yeah, they saw somebody superior to us.
And
they're the gods. Worship the gods. Bow down to the gods.
Which is now sea was actually land in that window of 13,000 years ago.
No.
What we call the Alps, what we call the Himalayas and the Andes.
I love David Icke.
Fantastic mountain ranges.
I really do.
Only reached anything like their present height.
I agree with him a lot. He's a very principled person.
While we've lived through quite a stable period in known human history, actually changes
get ready
its face,
for some drinking thinking, because I'm drinking, so I'm going to have to figure out how to make a movie out of this stuff.
Atlantis was supposed to have been one of the ancient cultures back in the ancient world which had this advanced knowledge and was destroyed by cataclysm. And again, this is a theme all over the world when you look at the ancient texts and oral traditions of this land of high technology, of high knowledge that was destroyed by cataclysm. And so once this cataclysm and cataclysms had unfolded over this period of time, 13,000 down to 7,000 years ago, that kind of window, a number of them, that great ancient civilization of knowledge, what the ancients called the Golden Age, was wiped from the face of the earth, and we started again.
So I'll have to figure out how to add these together and
with different levels of knowledge. Among the survivors of these upheavals were the mass of the people who survived.
I didn't feel right earlier,
or the representatives of them, who were still in ignorance.
I ate about a third of a clove of garlic.
Who had the knowledge.
And
so it all started
usually
again.
makes my mouth water and stuff, but it was like,
and we've moved
really
into the modern world where we're now
and
at a
I
point
swallowed some, but it didn't taste right, and I went to spit it out.
Ago before these cataclysms
and I'm like, man, I wish I wouldn't have swallowed
from the face of the earth. So what we're looking at here is the area that they concentrated on. Where the white race actually came out of, interestingly.
Finger down my throat.
When
it didn't feel right when I swallowed
the Martian race being a white race and actually focusing in that area of the world, the Caucasus Mountains, southern Russia, that area, Caucasus Mountains, down into what we now call Turkey, and
still tastes good,
those areas around there, Iran. That's where the white race came from.
You know,
the actually original name of Iran translates as land of the Aryans. When you look at the Hindu culture in the Indus Valley, which is one of these cultures again that spontaneously emerged with advanced knowledge.
You know,
even
the good guys at David Icke, well, he's not saying the good guys, he's saying their bloodlines and stuff.
Was taken into the
I'm
Indus
saying
Valley
those bloodlines are probably mostly
white race
people being used by
and when the flood
hidden
waters
civilization
started to recede down from the high places, which
wizards
could be
and sorcerers,
the translation of Anunnaki, those who came from the high place,
you know, Frankenstein,
came down into the Indus Valley, into the plains and valleys of Sumer, and they created the Sumerian culture, which is accepted again by conventional history.
Did persecute them.
Didn't start at this level and gradually evolve. It started at a very high level of advancement and then gradually fell away.
You know, and so they went underground, but they run the whole show.
Level of advancement and then gradually fell away. Babylon, another one.
Anyway,
and again,
I gotta go take a break.
Different uses of knowledge, and Babylon appears to have been a center for those who were in a state of being that wanted to use this knowledge to control. Because Babylon was where so much of the manipulation and control of today actually came out of. So.
This on UFO TV presents Oblivion, the David Icke Epic. It's commercial free on UFO TV
now, in the biggest secret, I go into this in much more detail,
folks,
but it seems to me that along with this white Martian race was what UFO researchers have called a reptilian race, and the detail of that is documented there. And it's this reptilian race that also interbred with humanity, and I think the reptilian race were the Anunnaki.
TV is really cool, you know. I mean, it's worth the commercials, you know, and I hope they make a few bucks and stuff.
Human, half Anunnaki, I think reptilian. And they interbred with this Martian race, this white race that became the race that took over the world, in effect. When a second interbreeding took place, it wasn't between the Anunnaki reptilian race and the humans, it was between the Anunnaki and their hybrid bloodstreams. So now we're going 75% Anunnaki reptilian, 25% human. These bloodlines, what I will call the pure bloodlines, the pure hybrids.
There's a whole bunch of stuff David Icke talks about that. Like Alex Jones says, you know, is a turd in the punch bowl.
As the ancient kings of Iran, the so-called serpent kings, that became the aristocracy of Europe, that became the royal families of Europe, and through the great British Empire became the presidents, business leaders, bankers of the United States. The reason that these families of the Eastern establishment of the United States that produce the people that run America